This week we're going to highlight the results of USDA's monthly supply demand report. We're also going to take a look at crop progress for soybeans as well as short-term weather trends. And we're going to wrap things up by looking at November soybean futures trading currently at a 9-year high for this time of year. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the soybean market. We moved into the middle of July now and we're approaching a critical time for the soybean market in terms of weather. Before we get to that, however, this week we're going to highlight the results of USDA's monthly supply demand report. Now, as usual here, there's quite a bit of numbers to sift through here. We're going to highlight a couple of key numbers for beans. The new crop carryout for beans 21-22 was forecast by the USDA at 155 million bushels. That was unchanged from last month and slightly above the average trade guess of 147. For old crop, the USDA pegged the carryout at 135, again unchanged from what it was in June, and again about near the average trade guess and well within the range, of course. Now here's the thing that we're maybe flying in the radar a bit for beans. The Argentina soybean crop was reduced by the USDA this month by 500,000 tons to 46.5 million. There are some private estimates out there that are even lower than that. We'll just have to wait and see how that shakes out. The reason that's so important for beans is that Argentina is the largest exporter of soybean meal in the world. Let's move on now and focus on crop conditions, looking at our weekly map of condition ratings for soybeans. Unchanged was the national average this week at 59%. Notice that's still well below last year at this time of 68%. Looking at individual states, we did see some improvement in that northwest corn belt, northern corn belt, across states as Iowa, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. But we did see some decline in Nebraska, Kansas, Illinois, and Ohio. So really kind of a mixed bag this week. And as we look at our soybean crop condition index now, that's reflected in the index, which was unchanged this week. Notice that the index, however, is at the second lowest level of the last 8 years. And really the only year it was lower at this time here in mid-July was 2019. That's what makes this next 3 to 6 weeks so important for soybeans, because we're looking at very tight stocks as we just highlighted from the supply demand report. Let's move on now and focus on soybean crop development. This week we're switching gears to soybean setting pods. Critical time for beans, of course, setting pods and filling those pods. We're only at 10% nationwide here, so we got a long way to go here in mid-July. However, over the next 2 weeks, we're looking at 26%, an additional 26% of the beans will set pods. So a quarter of the bean crop is going to be setting pods here over the next 2 weeks. We'll be at about 35 to 40% setting pods by July 25th. Weather becomes more critical with each passing week in soybeans. This week, our weather slides are courtesy of T-Storm Weather. We're going to start out looking at a moisture development here on Wednesday of this week. We're looking at good moisture across dry areas, for example, of southern Minnesota, parts of northern Iowa, stretching into also southern Wisconsin. In those pink area, 1 to 2 inches of rain, and maybe a ½ inch to an inch in the green area. Stretching into Thursday through Sunday, more south and east, scattered rainfall, but at least once, a lot of those areas will get some rain. Now we're looking at July 19th to the 26th. We're looking at a hot trend developing in that northwest, northern plains area. Not so much as we move further south and east, but it is something to keep an eye on moving forward. Lastly, looking at July 25th to the 30th, a warm trend continues. Too far out to really pin down, but there is some rainfall look to be with that pattern. We'll focus on this more closely next week. Let's wrap things up this week looking at trends in November soybean futures. And we'll highlight this continually throughout the summer that November soybean futures for 2021 is currently at the highest level for early July since 2012. So really strongly encourage you to continue to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage this price movement. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an upload. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.